Hey y'all, my name is Orlacia. Welcome to this channel. That sounds so weird to say, but yesterday I was in my secret place and God told me to read Daniel 5. I read Daniel 5 and I was like, okay. And then he told me to read Isaiah 51 verses 1 through 16. I read that and I was like, okay. And then Holy Spirit brought back to memory Psalm 37. I read Psalm 37 and I was like, oh my goodness. Like, okay, I was mind blown, okay? The title of this is The Switch is Coming, okay? Now, if you don't know, this is the hour of vindication. The hour of vindication, okay? If you are if you are God's people, you know you don't get your lick back. You do not seek revenge because you know who your father is. Like, you know there will be a time and a place for it, yeah? In the hour of vindication, that's the time and the place. The hour of vindication, that is the time and the place. You left all this listen, people came against you, your friends came against you, your dog came against you. Everybody in every little situation started coming against you, and you was like, I'm not going to come back against them because I know who my father is. I know my father will handle this. I don't have to do anything except for what he tells me to do. And he tells me revenge is not mine. That's not, vengeance is not mine. That's the Lord's. Okay, I'm going to leave it to the Lord. So, the hour of vindication. Isaiah 51 and Psalm 37, how they tie together is that basically God's people will be like, people who are living in iniquity, they are living the life, apparently. Like, they got all the money, they got all the clothes, they living good. They going traveling like around the world, and they are just living a great life. And then I'm living in righteousness. I'm going through what I'm going through, and it's like I'm fighting just to live a good life. Like, I'm fighting to get something that I am wanting. I'm fighting for my life. And these people who are living in iniquity, they having the best time of their lives. And so Isaiah 51 and Psalm 37, if you continue to read on, you'll see where God is like, I will set them in their place. They want to be prideful. They want to be idolaters. Listen, let them be that, because I have my plans for them, but I also have my plans for you. And my plan for you is bigger than you think. My plan for you, since you don't think the way I think, since my ways are higher than your ways, since my thoughts are higher than your thoughts, you don't understand that what I have for you is bigger than what they have right now. What I have for you is bigger than what they have right now. And so if you continue to read in those two chapters, you'll see where God basically says, my hand of favor will be over you, but my hand is against them. Since they're friends with the world, since they are of the world, I'm against them. They're my enemies. But for you, you continued to seek my face. You continued to live righteously, and you continued to be in relationship with me. You think I'm gonna leave you struggling? You think I'm gonna leave you just wanting and want? Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I can give you everything you want, girl. I can fulfill the desires of your heart. I satisfy the desires of your heart. And you think I'm gonna leave you in an unsatisfactory way? That's not how I work, okay? God, that's not how God works, period. So basically, the switch is coming, okay? When I say the switch is coming, I'm saying, now this is where I'm speaking of Daniel 5. Daniel 5, where Belshazzar, who was the king of Babylon back then, okay, he was an idolater, period. Okay, he worshiped the gods of bronze, the gods of iron, the gods of silver, the gods of gold. Okay, he was prideful, baby. He was prideful. Even after he done saw what God did to his daddy, he was still prideful. Like, that demon was working through that family line, okay? And the thing is, right before God took the breath out of that man, he promoted Daniel. Right before God took the life of Belshazzar, Daniel was promoted. And so the shift that is coming, the switch that is coming, there are leaders in position now who are faking being leaders because they're not real leaders. They're not leaders that God, like, they're not leaders who are representing God the correct way, God in the truth. They're not doing what God done said to do, you know? So the switch that is coming is a change of command. It's where God is tearing down leaders and people in high places that are prideful and not living in the truth of God, and he's switching them out with his people. And he's filling them with his truth. People who are unashamed of the gospel, people who are not afraid to open their mouths, people who are not ashamed to do what God says to do, no matter what somebody else has said. Okay? God is ready to put his people who are living for him, people who are living to hear his word, people who are living in his word, people who are willing to sacrifice everything they have to live as Christ has called them to live. God is ready to place them in places that have their names on it because God placed their names there. And he's getting ready to take down those people who God is like, they is not representing me. Who are these people? But they, they're not satisfied. They're not doing what I need to happen in this timeline. Because if you don't notice, time is moving. Like I know God is outside of time, but it's like he done sped up the clock at least 0.2 seconds. And the things that he's trying to do in this world, the things he's trying to do in this time, in this year alone, in this month, even though we got a few days left, the things he is trying to get done, it can't be done with the leaders that are in place right now. And so he's getting to rise up people who will do what God says to do. The switch is coming. And that's on period. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Will you open up your mouth? Because I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a little secret. I didn't never want to open up my mouth. I was one who was shy. I ain't like to talk. My mama could tell you, I would have questions for somebody and I'd be like, Mama, can you go ask them blase? Shaking my head. I was one who did not want to speak in front of no crowd. You're not about to have me talking in front of people say with the opportunity to mess up. That's embarrassing. But the way God will use you, he'll put the words in your mouth so you ain't really got to think for real. He will put the words in your mouth so that the things you are speaking are not of your own accord. They're words that he needs, that he wants to get out, and he's using you as a vessel. So are you willing to say yes to God again? Because I have to say yes to God every day. I'd be like, God, this is my fresh surrender. This is my yes for today. And yeah. So ask yourself. And also be encouraged, girl. If you are living in the will of God, if you are living in a place where you say, like, God, I know this is not the life you got for me. Like, it got to be better than this. It got to be better than this. Listen, the switch is coming. If this is confirmation that the switch is coming, girl, I'm excited. I'm excited for real. I'm excited. But God is doing a new thing, okay? I saw a billion butterflies outside when I just sat outside for a minute. God is doing a new thing. This is fresh in the earth. God is going all out for his people. I just want you to be there for it. I just want you to be on the right side of the switch. I want to be on the right side of the switch. I know that. But yeah, that's all. Have a good day. And I'll also leave you with this, as my grandmother always says to me, a humble child tastes grace.